Boy, there has been huge reaction over the last 24 hours after the Supreme Court decided in favor of Hobby Lobby on the question of the Obamacare birth control mandate. The court ruled that the feds cannot force certain employers to provide coverage for certain types of contraceptives if the employer objects on religious grounds. Here to clear up some of the controversy and, misinformation, really, that is out there over the course of this decision. Kathy Roos is a senior fellow for legal studies with the Family Research Council. Kathy, good morning to you. Good to have you here.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
You know, I mean, on my way into work, I was listening to a variety of different cable networks, and I was shocked, frankly, at some of what I was hearing, because they were discussing the fact that basically this is an attack on all forms of contraception, that it prevents women from getting the care that they need. And let's take a look at the Ruth Bader Ginsburg quote, a little bit of her dissent, because I want to get you to respond to this. She says that this decision, it would deny legions of women who do not hold their employers' beliefs access to contraceptive coverage that the ACA would otherwise secure. What's your response to all this?
My response is to look at what the majority of the justices said, which is, look, these women can still get their free abortion pills and their free contraceptives, but the government has to pay for it. It's not right for the government to conscript unwilling religious believers and force them to do something against their religion. There's another way. Pay for it yourself, government. Hey, the government already does this to the tune of tens of millions of dollars every year through the Title X program. They give out free contraception and abortion pills all over this country. So they already do it. They're already in the business. Stop making people violate their religion and pay for it. You pay for it yourself. I mean, that's a solution that Ruth Bader Ginsburg just didn't mention in her dissent, but that's an easy solution.
Well, she did. She talked about IUDs, and she said they're very expensive, and she said, in fact, that it could take a month's worth of someone's salary to pay for one.
I know, and no one's saying that someone has to pay for it out of their salary. The government can pay for it. This is a government program. This is a White House project. And if the White House wants to provide these things for free, then for employers who have sincere religious objections, they should pay for it themselves. That's a clear, simple answer. And so, look, this is a great day of celebration for religious freedom and freedom of conscience rights and freedom generally. This is the court saying no to the heavy hand of government. It's saying no to President Obama, another overreach. You've gone too far. You must respect people's conscientious objections. And so it's a really good day. And that's why there was so much celebration at the court.
Okay, so the other thing that you're hearing from critics of this is that it confirms that corporations are people. That idea is part of this, and that corporations, they scream and yell, are not people and should not be treated like people. A corporation, they say, cannot have a religious belief. What do you say to that?
Another misconception. Long ago, the Supreme Court said that nonprofit corporations can have religious beliefs. They said individuals gaining a profit can have religious beliefs. So yesterday they said, they put those things together, and they said corporations in the business of profit can also have religious beliefs. So it's not far-fetched. Corporations already had religious beliefs if they were in a nonprofit capacity.
Well, they also point out that this decision does not apply to a narrow scope. It was delineated as companies that are closely held, where more than 50% of the shares are held by 5 or fewer individuals or families. But the critics are saying, look, that's actually not a small group. That's a huge group, and it includes companies like Toys R Us, Dell. They point out the Coke Industries as well. What do you say to that?
What I say to that is that before Obamacare, the vast majority of all American companies provided coverage for contraception. We're only talking about those closely held family businesses with sincere religious beliefs. And the Obama administration is saying, I don't care what your religion says. You got to supply these people with these things that violate your religion, or we're going to fine you $100 a day per employee until you change your mind. And what the court said is, you've gone too far. There are other ways to accomplish your goal, government, your project, than conscripting family-held businesses that have sincere religious objections to this. We're not talking about every corporation in America. We're talking about those people who have sincere religious beliefs in family businesses. Look, A third of the plaintiffs in court are women. That's the other point that I brought out yesterday that people like to react to. Women are bringing these lawsuits. Women in America oppose the mandate in greater numbers than support it. Surprise, surprise. And women judges who have looked at 100 cases in the lower courts, most of the judges that have ruled on this, women judges, have ruled against the mandate. So this is, you know, when you look at what women really think about the mandate, you look at all these facts, and I stand with the women judges, I stand with American women, and I stand with the women business owners that are suing against the mandate.
Thank you very much. Great to have you with us today. Lots more debate on this. We'll be right back with more.